Welcome back to Lenz Movie Review, episode 135. This I'm reviewing the third film of the MCU Phase 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Yeah, there was one thing I forgot to mention when it came to review the first film that actually happens here again in this film. One thing I forgot to mention was Yondu. His achievement basically taking a bunch of Kree soldiers, like 5 of them with his arrow, just whistling. He just stands there and takes up 5 soldiers. Of course, there's a lot more bigger scene here in this film. This film actually takes place 6 months after the events of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. And I did hear today that apparently its sequel, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, is going to take place 10 years after this film. Yes. Now the thing is with this film, it takes place still in 2014. It's still 6 months. Yep. Now this film has returned of pretty much everybody who appeared from the previous movie. Oh, pretty much everybody except for Nova Corps. Like, all the Guardians return, Yondu, his assistant, and Nebula. Yeah, somehow she survived, even though it's never explained how she survived. Yeah, this wife actually fell off a freaking spaceship that was roughly like 1,000 feet in the air. Somehow she survived. It's never explained how the heck she survived. This film has the debut of 2 new characters, actually 3 new MCU characters. We have debut of Ego, the Living Planet. Yeah, he shows up in here. How the heck? Now, here's kind of the strange thing about this guy. Apparently, he was included with Fantastic Four and the X-Men when Marvel licensed those 2 franchises to Fox, even though that Ego has very little in common with Fantastic. Here's kind of the thing with Ego. He made his debut in the pages of Thor. How the heck he was included with Fantastic Four, I have no idea. Apparently, they traded him for Nagasaki Teenage Warhead. Yep. And this film also has debut of another character created by the same guy who created Star-Lord, Mantis. Who, by the way, I should point out though, her skin is not green. Yep. Her skin is basically normal Asian color. Of course, she's played by an Asian actress. Yeah, those 2 are not the only ones. Believe it or not, the original Guardians show up in the movie. Yeah, the originals. The one that debuted back in the 60s, the Orange Drake version. Minus, I think, Vance Astro, but mostly put, yeah, the originals show up in each other. They're not called the Guardians of the Galaxy, but yes, those founding members of that group, they show up in this movie. Yep. And they're treated with, like, a heck of a lot of respect. Apparently, this version of the Guardians, the future version, is from present day, and they're the ones who found the Ravengers. Ravengers basically were just, like, originally they were depicted as, like, one group of pirates. This apparently is, like, a big, like, cult or whatever. Yeah, that's kind of the strange thing about, that's one thing that's explored in this film. Basically, there are 2 characters that get a lot of development in this movie. Mostly put, it's Star-Lord and Yondu. Yeah, these 2 get a heck of a lot of development in this movie. Gamora gets some development. It gets sort of a little bit of continuation of the chemistry between her and Star-Lord in this movie, but doesn't go much place. Oh yeah, there is one other character who makes debut, a guy called Laserface. A guy who's part of the Ravengers who overthrew Yondu and his group. Yep, that's pretty much just of that. Yeah, and the film opens with the Guardians protecting some special battery source they were hired by this group of aliens who just happen to be the same species as a future villain who's going to talk about him in the end of the movie. Howard the Duck and Cosmo Space Life might came in this movie at nowhere. Basically, just there having drinks, and that's it. I'm thinking, no, okay, Howard the Duck basically could easily just hitch a ride with the Guardians and have him get dropped off at Earth, but nope. Yep. Okay, sure, does Howard speak like in the last movie? No, he doesn't. He does not speak at all. He just has just a drink. That's it, just it for a quick cameo. My only guess is the reason why he was thrown in because he's featured in the last movie, so why not bring him back? And, well, pretty much like the Guardians come sort of basically get bounced upon the head by the aliens who they were originally hired to protect the power source because Rocket stole something from them and he didn't return. Basically, took a small little battery and decided to sell it on the black market. Yep. Eventually, they meet up with Ego. Well, in human form, which is something he's never done in the comic that's original to the movie. Oh, who plays his human form? I kid you not, it's freaking Kurt Russell. Yes, Kurt Russell. And they have a flashback of him and Star-Lord's mom. Yep. Where apparently they met back in the 70s, looked like. Yeah, they met back in the 70s. And they had a relationship, and of course, he planted a seed that they actually show in present day. Yeah, where they put near a Dairy Queen, mind you. Yes, a freaking Dairy Queen. And so, basically, the group kind of gets split in half in a way where Baby Groot goes off with Rocket and Yondu with their own subplot, with their own plot thread, while Star-Lord, Gamora, and Drax go off with Ego. Yep. So, Rocket gets picked up by the Ravengers after, well, the laser-faced led group of them, with the exception of Sean Gunn's character. Yeah, he basically says something, and somehow that convinces Laserface to, hey, let's overthrow Yondu. Yep. In case you wonder about the cover, yes, Yondu puts on his giant fin. Excuse me. Also, when they overthrow him, they can also damage the mohawk in his head. Yeah, so they had to go. So they had Rock and Baby Groot had to break up prison. Of course, they had to get his fin. So they had Baby Groot sneak out and break various items. And eventually, Sean Gunn's character, I gotta look up this guy's name because he only appears in the movies. Yeah. And he basically is the one who actually sticks up for Yondu. He actually turns against the rest of the crew. Let's see if I can find his name here. I'm trying to find his real name here. I know he's played by Sean Gunn. What is the guy's name? Oh, his actual name is not Laserface. It's Taserface. Okay, his name is Kroglin. He's original to the movie. He doesn't appear in the comic books. No, he doesn't. Oh, and by the way, here's kind of the interesting thing about the the original Guardians. One of whom is the guy who's the leader of the original, the guy who's got gets a lot of respect by Yondu and the rest of the Ravagers. He's played by Sylvester Stallone. I'm like, how did Gunn manage to get him? I'm sure he's pretty expensive, despite the fact he plays a small role in the movie. But damn, Sylvester Stallone. He's not the only really big name they put in this play the original Guardians. We also have, let's see. Let's see if I can find him here. Yeah. We have Michelle Yeoh, Michael Rosenbaum. Yeah, he plays the character of Martex. I'm trying to think, well, what does his character look like? Because I know Charlie's always having this big bokeh. He's really big Rames. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, and apparently also with Yondu basically connected to who Star-Lord's father is. Yeah, because they mentioned him last week. Yeah, he's a jerk. Yeah, there's a good reason for that. It's freaking ego. Yep. And apparently Gamora and Drax were exploring the play with Mantis, who apparently Mantis, one of her abilities, she actually maintains the same abilities in the comic, but she's sort of a telepath. Yeah, where she kind of uses abilities to smooth out Ego so he can sleep in his ship. And it turns out, though, that if Ego had stayed, he would cease to exist. And during the curse move, while they're playing catch, while trying out Star-Lord's power, which he doesn't have powers in the comics, but yet in the movie says, well, he's a connected with Celestials, so why not? That's why I think his action part in the comics is just as bad as Ego. It's like they basically took elements from Jason of Spartax and gave it to freaking Ego, a character who has nothing to do with Star-Lord in the comics at all. I mean, his most recent appearance was pages of Nova. The ended up ending landing wrong. That was the last time he showed up I could think of. Because that's Ego for you. Oh, in case you were on the outside of the planet, you do see his face. It doesn't move per se, but you do see it from the actual outside the plane, which I do appreciate the visual effects people who work with James Gunn putting that in the movie because that's what Ego freaking looks like. So, yes. Oh, yeah, and during the course of the conversation, that Ego admitted that he actually was the one who gave Star-Lord's mom her tumor. And then he proceeds to smash his Walkman. Yeah, but that was the second thing I got mad. But when it went to reveal that he was the one who gave Star-Lord's mom the tumor, he got freaking nuts and started trying to kill him. Eventually, they killed him by going to his core, and they basically go down into the planet itself, and they destroy that thing. Yondu sort of sacrificed that with the movie, and then apparently Rocket basically informed all the rest of the Ravagers of what Yondu did here, because apparently he'd been sort of exiled in a way, where not exactly banished per se, he's still the leader of his group per se, but he's not exactly welcomed by the higher ups, but he still gets a level of respect from them. Because of basically revealed that he'd been taking kids to Ego, and apparently they have the same powers, and like all those, and there's a bunch of bodies in the planet. Yeah, apparently those are all Star-Lord's siblings. All of these kids are basically Ego's kids. Yep, apparently he decided to mate with a bunch of women. Yeah, I'm kind of like, this is not something Yondu would do. Yeah, this is something that probably... Now, I kind of get the whole subplot of him mating with a bunch of women. This kind of thing sounds like something Lobo would do, not freaking Ego. Ego wouldn't do this. Not even Jason did this in the comics. He only mated with one woman, Star-Lord's mom. Okay, so yeah, of course, Yondu basically is a little bit redeemed in this movie, where he's actually made to be a proper father to him than freaking Ego did. Eventually, Yondu dies, and eventually all the Ravagers basically sort of a farewell salute to what he did. Mantis decides to stay with the Guardians along with Yondu's second in command, and of course they get a brand new ship because the previous ship gets destroyed. Yeah, the ship they have in the previous movie is destroyed once again. Yeah, they lost the ship in the previous movie, which is Star-Lord's original ship, and they lose the replacement ship as well, so they get a much bigger ship. Yeah, the replacement was destroyed by the Ravagers. Yep, so they get part of the Ravager ship. As for what happened to the ship, I think it's still there in Infinity War, but it's not really explored very much. And of course, well, Kanu basically his hands on Yondu's fin, mess around with Yondu's arrow, and that's simply it. It has a little funny little ending. And of course, there's a post-credit scene where the people who hired him to begin the movie are made a cocoon, and they call this thing Adam. Adam Warlock. So they have Adam Warlock, the main villain of Guardians Volume 3. But I don't know if that's going to be the case, but who knows? We'll find out when that film comes out in a few years. This film is, of course, really good. We give this film roughly a 9 out of 10. Really fun film to watch. Oh yeah, and also, Nebula staying in the movie, well, she briefly works the Ravagers, just so she can do something, but eventually she gets redeemed by the end of the movie because she worked with Gamora. Yeah, this also continues in the movie Infinity War and Endgame with her basically her character development. Yep. Also, Drax gets almost nothing to do with the whole movie, except just dance around, be so happy. Well, he doesn't get much development in the movie. Basically, the only characters that got development is just Star-Lord, Yondu, Nebula, and Gamora. Rocket gets a good amount of development too. And Baby Groot gets turned into a teenager. Yep. And he acts like a freaking teenager. Which I think is so funny. Yep. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. My next review is a comic corner with more cosmic stuff. We'll talk about two trades. Yep. You find out what they are in my next review. Okay? To the next review. Bye.